you can't underestimate the amount of preparation and teamwork that we had throughout the week. I mean, we had an awesome car today. We just didn't have the track position to show it, and the way the fuel savings and strategy worked out. So last year was kind of the opposite. We were always up front, and this year it just wasn't that way. And so I felt like for us, we just were trying to stay positive, and I felt like each restart there at the end, we were still optimistic about our chances to get forward. And yeah, obviously it worked out in a fortunate way for us, but it's not all luck to win twice in a row. So it's a lot of teamwork and a lot of talking with my spotter and us three working together and making the most of it. So definitely fortunate, but definitely a lot of teamwork.
Yeah, for me, I I just looked up and seen him ahead. I have no idea how that happened. So I'll take the other side of it a little bit. You know, I was just happy to say, holy cow, that orange car's ahead. So
Mike Embry Auto Week. So much happened over those last 50 miles. Were you in Williams' ear about all that, and watch your P's and Q's or find a lane or whatever? You're pretty sure something else is going to happen, right?
yeah, I think when the cautions came out, we kind of were a little disappointed where we were running, but we just said, let's just take our shots here and there, So at one point we thought we were 20th on one of the wrecks, and we ended up getting a couple spots from a lucky lineup, and he just stayed in it, and we had some really good pushes and moves on the outside, and I didn't have much to do with that. We, preparation previously, but William and Brandon did all that.
All right, Bob.
Bob Hockers, Fox Sports. For William, did people make dumb moves and stuff, or is that just? I mean, I heard like 10 times, "Oh, that's just super speedway racing."
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, no, I think it's just the nature of. I mean, these cars don't push and receive pushes very easily. It looks like it's in control, but the car has a lot of drag. So when you come off the corner, it's easy to get to somebody's bumper, but the cars don't get pushed easily. You have your hands full the whole straightaway. So I feel like what created the ending the way it was a lot of lane swapping, and anytime you had that amount of lane swapping, you had a lot of runs coming from behind. So I feel like that's kind of why you saw what happened at the end.
I was just wondering if you agree with Ryan's comments about this not being sustainable from a safety standpoint, and if it isn't, what you think NASCAR should do to either better keep the cars from going airborne or make it so that we don't see this sort of thing at the end of a super speedway race.
I didn't hear his exact comments, so I don't want to necessarily, go off of what he might have said or some of the things that he said. So, what I will say is, ever since I came into NASCAR and we went on a super speedway, that conversation has been happening, especially when they went to restrictor plates and started, pack racing. It's always been on the drivers' minds, and it's always been that balance between entertainment and luck of the draw, or whatever you want to call it, and then there's the safety aspect of it too. The cars, as they continue to be bumper cars at 200 miles per hour, then you're going to have a lot of wrecks, and the cars have gotten much safer though as well. So for him, was that 2 years in a row, or was it 2 years ago that he had that other incident? Of course he's going to be vocal about that. You never want to get airborne in a car once, let alone what he's been through. So I know NASCAR always is looking at those incidences and trying to figure out what they can do better to keep the cars on the ground. So I think as teams we'll offer everything we can, but we're focused on building fast race cars to go win and be safe, and we have to rely on NASCAR to do the testing to try to keep the cars on the ground and be as safe as possible.